Sorry about that. Thanks, Dumi, for the call. Hey, I just realized I had muted my mic. Anyway, yeah. So let me start again. Welcome, welcome to another edition of the Bread for Soul Convos. This is the 20th episode, and what a rookie era to start, for the 20th episode. But anyway, thank you so much, guys. If you've been watching this every morning, thank you. I really appreciate the views. I appreciate the comments and the props that I get from different people. It seems to be a show that really helps people, or at least people are relating with in some way or another. But I just want to say thank you for that. And if you are new, welcome to the platform. I hope that you will be tuning in every morning. And I wanted to get through to some names that I see: Karabo, Majestic Soul. I see Buitumelo Mokwena. I see Karabo Tsolo, Batwanda, Batandwa. Sure. Uteng Monaita. And then PK, I see, is watching. Hey, Lady PK. Warinda. Sure, man. Hola Mzobe. June Jesse. Otla ubula ka namba there, man. Wita Tank. CCI is there. If I can just go on the... Obviously, I'm not going to name everyone. But yeah, that's at the Village Girl. You can see Didi Mafela. Yeah. Also, DH Funk, Dikhang. Hey Tada. Okay. What's up, guys? I hope you're having a good morning. The 20th episode of Bread for Soul Convos, and on the other side of the line, I've got THOBS, the intoxicator. This is somebody who's been playing for 19 years. One more year to 2 decades now. Hailing from Foslo. How are you, THOBS? Thank you for joining us.
Hello everybody. Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here.
What's up?
Just a bit nervous, I've never been one for interviews for a long time. I've never done any interviews, but
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Well, I'm grateful that you're doing one with me, and I think that just in general, we need to start getting into these interview space. Not necessarily only interviews, but I wanna, like, a lot of us in the deep house community shooting a lot of stuff, documenting our journeys, because the stories they get lost and they only remain in our memories, but there are a lot of good stories to tell, and I think we will get through some of those in the middle of during the course of the show. I wanted to know from you, what's your first memory of, if you could remember, of house music?
House music, back in the 80s, I think, my uncle used to have these movements in my grandmother's backyard, Badibitsa Shakara. So that's where I was actually introduced to a bit of house music. Chimes, those.
And then, how do you now get into DJing?
When I got into DJing, it was back in, I even forgot, 2001, I think. It was I wouldn't say it was by accident, because I don't believe in coincidences, but I believe like it was predestined, because one of my friends, or my boyfriend at the time, was friendly Errol. So when he fetched me from work, we used to go and hang out to go Errol. And while they were busy doing that thing outside, I would go to the back and start messing around with vinyls. So I never really had problems with beat matching, and chasing. And then I would mess around, but he'd be outside listening in, and he would come and say, "Do that again," because he would hear that I catch the beat. And I would do it. Do that again. I would do it. And then he realized that there's something there. But the only thing that was left for me to get right was the timing and, other things. So it took me just about 2 weeks to get everything right. In 2 weeks, I was already playing Kobo, the Rocco. Back then it was in Rente Waterfront. So I was already playing there, doing my thing, but I was playing for free, obviously. But I had a job on the side. I afforded to get my own vinyl. So, yeah, it was fun
Yeah.
until it became serious business.
Sure, sure. I'm glad that you're mentioning vinyl because today we will chat a bit about your love for vinyl. You know, I love vinyl myself, but I also wanted to mention to people who are watching this, guys, somebody's gonna win this this bag today. This bag by Gibbs Design. So I will post two questions at the end of the episode, maybe like an hour or 2 hours after the episode, in case somebody misses something. If in case you need to watch again so you don't miss anything, I will post the question, so you can win this lovely bag by Gibbs Design. And this guy, he designs a lot of it's not only vinyl bags, but he designs a lot of what you call bags, for whether it's vinyl, whether it's speakers, headphone bags. So this guy is the ultimate, bag designer, especially for our industry, whether you are in music or you're a sound guy, or whatever the case may be. So check out that competition later on. But let's get back to the convo at top. So I heard that you used to follow Vinny and Glenn Lewis to their gigs. Was that after you had already started DJing?
um, I was following them religiously before I started DJing. Actually, it was Glenn and Oskido, Libo Freshi, Libo Iggy Smalls. I would never miss a day of clubbing. And back then, our popular clubbing was like for wild people only. So I used to get into a lot of trouble for that. So yeah, I've been following them religiously. That's when I realized I would actually love to do that kind of thing. And then that led me to buying my first vinyl. And when I bought my first vinyl, I had not even started playing, né?
Wow.
Just indeed to collect. That's when I bought my first vinyl. And it was one of the tracks that I think Fresh used to play a lot. So it was like a gem to me, the way Goku. So from then, gay, I never stopped collecting.
What was that song?
Stacy Kid group thing.
Oh yeah, damn. Okay,
One of the first vinyl I bought with my own money.
yeah. What label was that? Can I see again?
It was Rivera.
Oh yes, yes. Ah, nice. So that was your first ever record.
That was my first ever record.
Damn, damn. And
Mhm.
tell me about some of the. You say you used to get into a lot of trouble for clubbing and gigging. Tell me a bit about at least one story.
um, I think it was Stage. There was a club called Stage around, I don't know whether it was Randbeck or Centennial. It was a long time ago. I did not tell that I was going to the club. And actually, my mother had sent me something earlier from the shops. So I just met a group of guys going clubbing. I got into the car. We went clubbing around 7. Mama called looking for stuff. Now I was busy in the club, having a joy. And then next thing I know, I had a problem getting back home. But fortunately, because I had a bit of money with me, I managed to get myself accommodation. So from that day on, you never go anywhere without money, especially when you're not driving your own car. So I never got home that night. I only got home the next morning. That was my first time I ever slept out from Gohan. But that was the beginning of it. From then onwards, I saw it was possible most times to prove the whole night and come back the next morning. So it became sort of my thing. So nesa killing ole, jabukule. So yeah, so clubbing was my thing for
Yeah.
real.
And do you remember any? If you could remember, like a nightclub where more where you could say, yeah, this club, if it could open, like it was the bomb.
Uh, Rock and roll. Calabash, Bump, yes, those did it for me. They were stronger.
And then go dlala bone bo Vini, bo Iggy Smalls.
Ya go dlala bona bo Vini, bo Iggy Smalls, bo Fresh, bo Skido, you know, and then later bo Positive K, and yeah, bo Monde, you know, but bo Monde ga ba se ba thoma, then I was already in motion. I say get tshameka already.
And I want to know, like, how did you then get into, you know, you had a compilation, yeah, Scoop Samampela. You also had one, yeah, Colors of Soul, and the House Africa sessions, which broke Liquid Deep into the scene, which was a 4-pack. Those compilations, like from the first one, how did you get initially into that compilation, Yes Scoop Samampela? I mean, that was a big thing.
Scoop Samampela, like I think 2001, just after I started playing, I met Shelly Kumabuto. Shelly introduced me to Glenn, and then just a month after I started with Skillo and Pebbles, Glenn decided, no, I think it's time for me to put a female DJ out there, you know. And there were a lot of us, no, Nelly Shelly, Soul Child, Soul Sister, but I was lucky, I suppose, or maybe I did something right for him to want me to do that, to put out that project for him. So that's how it actually happened. Nearly a flight project, and then he just decided for THOBS is going to be the one to do that.
I mean, and did you? When would you say was the period that you were most booked, like where you were most busy? Was it during the release of those compilations, or let me just ask you so you can tell us the story. When were you most booked, like a lot?
Between 2002 and 2010. That's when I was booked the most. So I've been here for the longest. It's been consistent. So the only time in Okonalidi Dips, it's when I decided to pull away from the industry. But other than that, it's been consistent.
I've gotten to a point where I understand, you know, that it's okay for people to take a break, you know, from music, or even to quit. Like before, I never used to understand, like, I mean, this DJ is so great, and they wanna quit. And when I heard, you know, because sometimes people quit or take a break for different situations, you know, whatever that might be happening in their lives. But I was like, yeah, when I heard that THOBS is putting down her headphones, I was a bit like, damn, man, you know, such a great DJ back then. So, yeah, but why? What made you take a break?
I guess when you're a DJ, every DJ will attest. There's a time where you feel like you are not reaching, you know, your full potential. Like you become frustrated, you know, and yeah, I guess that's why I wanted to quit the game, because now you know your worth, but other people basako undermine even after such a long time in industry, you know. We still have problems with the promoters, we still have problems with the club owners, we still have problems with our male counterparts, you know. So at some point it got too much. So I just decided, let me just take a break, or maybe rebrand, and then I'll come back later on.
Yeah. And then what made you come back? What made you come back into the scene?
When I met Sakile Mzizi, Sakile will persuade to come back, because he also had this idea to release a House Africa sessions, and he wanted me to be part of that. Ne? So that's why I came back. So I guess ke khutla mo industry when there's something waiting for me. Like I say, I feel like my journey more DJing, it's fated. So whenever something needs to happen, then I get back into the wagon.
Yeah.
So that's how it ended up happening. We put out House Africa sessions. It sold double platinum. It was a good project. So ever since then, I've never looked back.
Mm. I'm glad
Mm.
you came back, man. I mean, the House Africa, that particular album, to be part of a double platinum selling album, it's no joke. It's a big thing because even then albums were already not selling that much. You know what I mean? So,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And I wanted to ask you, actually, I skipped one question when we were talking about your busy period. How were you getting booked? Was it always referrals from people? How were you just getting random calls from everywhere?
Um, and not from the get go, from day one. I had a team. Like when I joined Skill and Pebbles, I had a booking agent, I had a road manager, I had um, a support system, a sharp. So Nabambuka through the agents, and I had a PR company which actively went out to source gigs for me. And then when I left Skilo and Pebbles, I did it on my own for a while. It worked out because I continued with the practice, professionalism of Skilo and Pebbles. Then I got into Triple B music. My bookings were done through Triple B music until I left Triple B music to be on my own. And then I continued again with the practice. So, yeah.
Then, I mean, with so much experience, Tops, what are some of the things that you are seeing, um, up and coming DJs, whether male or female, some of the things that you are seeing that should be done right? Like you mentioning the professionalism, and you mentioning having a team and having some kind of organization. What are some of the things that you are seeing, or that you've seen, up and coming DJs do that they should be fixing?
Lack of professionalism that they should fix. And contracts are very much important. We fall into a trap of having gentlemen's or ladies' agreements, but paperwork goes a long way, You don't have to be a big DJ to make an impact. You start small. I mean, you Facebooking. You can have a profile. We brand positioning. Make sure your brand is visible because most DJs they are in the backgrounds. Ba batle go ba in the forefront. Yet they expect gigs to come and find them. And also, when you do not get gigs, it's not the end of the world. I mean, you can hold your own gigs. It's 40. I think that's the direction things are heading now. You don't have to wait for gigs. You do your own things. You instead of asking Bo Vini, Bo Tops, Bo Zintle, Bo Buhle, the people who've been there for the longest time. Instead of asking them to bring to give you a break, rather do something and use them, to pull your crowds. Now, for female DJs, I do not charge female DJs for their events, and especially if I see her, she's going to make money. I come in for free. I help them to make that back, and they keep everything. Sometimes I ask for guests, obviously, but if I see horror, this is where they're making their money, then I do not ask for money. But I did the 21st graduation, But I encourage them to make money. So I'm 100% behind them when they do that, and I'm willing to come in for free.
Sure, I love that, Tops.
Mhm.
Yo. That's a big thing, for somebody like you, such a well-respected person who's been in the game, to give back like that, because that's giving your time. That's giving, um, a gig that you could have taken, or just sitting at home doing whatever you wanted to do, you could have done, and you're giving it to
Mm.
somebody, to assist them in their journey, of creating, or at least making their event a success. You used to have an event. I don't know why you stopped. Why did you stop the April showers? Please tell me.
It's a lot of admin to do April showers. Like I said, one of the reasons why I stopped DJing back then was the frustrations, and April showers was one of those. I mean, it was 10 years in the running when I decided to stop with the sessions. But still, I was struggling to find sponsors, and sometimes they would want to jump in at right at the end when everything is done, everything is paid for, and then they would approach you and say, "Let us do your branding, but what's in it for me?" So I just decided, all right, maybe it's time to let it go and work on something else, maybe a fresh idea. Sometimes when you've done something for so long, it loses value. You must sit back, relax, and look at other ways that you can approach the industry. And yeah.
Yeah, I strongly believe that brands, it's only a matter of time, like before our scene really starts getting brands on board on a consistent
Mm,
effort. I'm just thinking about quality events that people are doing. Just a few that are coming to my mind. Pighead's annual birthday, Pighead the
mm.
Italian, Zidane also. Hey, Majita Wako is trend very sharp at event. Very sharp at
Hey,
event. Yeah,
banally formula.
yeah. No, and I mean you from the east as well. So like, there's something about the east trend, and the
No,
support.
I've sat with, yeah, I've sat with Zidane, I've sat with Piquet. There's definitely something in the pipeline. Something is coming.
Yeah,
So it's not like all lost. I can't give up. Something is coming.
that is.
Something.
That's exciting to hear, because I
Uh,
was about to say to you that, with next year will be your 20th year anniversary in
mm-hmm.
2021 since we're a DJ. So I think something big has to happen next year. Trust me, something
Of
big has
course.
to happen, Tops. Let's do it
Most definitely.
for sure.
Most definitely.
For sure. Okay. So I want to talk about, because you mentioned, touched a bit on female DJs. I don't like the phrase, and personally, only because I feel like DJs are DJs. But on the same
Mm-hmm.
side of the coin, on the other side of the coin, of the same coin, I believe that in the same way we talk about gender equality in the workplace, I mean, it's a government policy. In the same light that we talk about gender equality, we need to talk about empowering females in the music industry, especially in our scene. Have you encountered difficulties simply on the basis that you are a female? And if you have, like, can you share some of those experiences?
Yeah. Especially back when I first started, it was hell. It was really hell. Like, um, it was hell. It was hard. We experienced discrimination. When you get to a club, people lower their expectations. Like, shame, she's a female, and then they give you early slots 4 to 6. You play it's not even a curtain raise. I don't know what to call it. And then once you work hard to get out of that pit, you get comments like, she's not bad for a female, and um, you still press hard. You try to do everything twice as good, and then you start getting comments like, she plays like a man. Damn, I used to hate those kind of comments, but at least it meant that I was fit to play beyond 9 p.m. And back then that that was a big deal. It was an achievement to be able to play late slots. So yeah, it's been hard, and even our counterparts, they weren't as receptive as they are now. And back then, you wouldn't even pull an all-female lineup. You'd definitely be at your party by yourself. But look at what they're doing now. You can pull a good crowd, ka female lineup, and it's been hard. But we stayed. We broke all the doors. We broke them down, and um, I'm not saying Rebu or we paved the way for the ladies that are playing now, but some of the struggles that we went through, né, and things that we did to get recognition, I think they play a big part in how easy it is for female DJs to get a break on a genre.
Mm. I 100% agree, but I disagree because you don't want to give yourself credit. I think you should, because you paved the way. The same way we give credit to people like Vinny Da Vinci, DJ Christos, for introducing us to house music, and they had their own difficulties, and we give them credit for that because it's work that they've done to enable us so that we can be who we are, we can do what we do. So there are a lot of female DJs who really should owe that up to you, because of you, not you alone. Obviously, there are many others, but you were one of the few DJs who has been playing for the longest of time, who endured those difficulties. For them, for the current crop of female DJs to be able to enjoy the freedom that they are enjoying now, and obviously, like, other factors come into play when you talk about just generally around the world. The issue of gender equality has been getting preached, and it's getting into people's heads, and I'm glad it is. But you need to credit yourself. Don't be modest about it, Tops. You've done amazing work. I wanna ask you about who are some of the females in the game who are currently breaking boundaries. The ones that you've seen.
Currently, hey, there's a lot. There's look at Buhle, Sake, they are award winners, who knew female DJs could, hold such awards, best female DJ, there's Black Villain, they're making wonderful music. Wena Wedwa, she's making wonderful music. And big ups to Something Brown. They're doing their own thing. It's not the kind of music just anyone can get into, but they are holding on to their sound and they believe in it and it's working for them. There's quite a lot of them. I'll never be able to remember all of them, but yeah. Pinky, PK is doing good. PK,
Yeah.
she's pushing a lot of us, Shelly's got a big residency go Melai, and she's holding it down nicely. So a lot of them are doing great things, and I've met so many wonderful women, amazing women in the industry, né? And some of them don't even realize how much impact they have, But yeah, Bobby Bilo, she's got a den, Soul B, the Beehive, they are coming out strong, and big ups to them.
Yeah, definitely. And if I could mention a couple, I mean, I think I'll always be biased because I enjoy when people are doing their own things. Like podcasts, guys. Podcasts are yes,
Yeah.
everybody has a podcast, but it doesn't mean that you can't do a podcast. A podcast is one of the easiest ways and one of the best ways to grow following, and I like that there are a lot of DJs who are doing their podcasts, and I just want to say, if you are coming into the scene and you wanna get out there, you wanna grow a following, the least you can do, the least start a podcast. Um,
Mm.
so Tobes, I'm a fan of good stories, and I've heard some stuff about you as well. Apparently, you were once in the Free State, and you were playing at a gig, and everybody was you were killing. That I mean, of course, you are Tobes. You were killing. You kill. You know, but you were on fire that day. Apparently, so much that people were getting too close to the booth. Like people were just in your face, and the owner was not having it. Do you remember that time?
Hey, I wouldn't remember. There's too many of those
Yeah.
uh, dances. Hey, I've been playing for a long time, so it's not easy to
Yeah.
like
So
remember one incident. But I always bring the house down, or the roof on fire or whatever. I always bring my guns blazing. That's the plan. That's my motto. Do it right or don't do it at all.
yeah, I love that. I
Mm.
love that. But this particular story that I wanted to chat to you about. So, this owner was an elderly woman, apparently Kobo, trying to chase people away from you, and she had to act. She had to act like a bodyguard. Do you remember this?
I don't. I don't remember that. Honestly, I don't remember that. I
Ah,
wonder who told you the story. I don't remember that, honestly speaking.
well, from the way you are laughing, I don't think you are telling us the truth, Tobeka.
No, it's just that a lot of stories similar, almost similar to that, have happened, but I don't remember that one particular one where a woman Tlhakakubo a rwang kavara.
No, no,
Kakubu.
I mean about Tukako, like with a blanket, like just chasing people away from you.
No, I
Okay,
don't remember that
okay, that's
one.
okay, that's okay. I mean, it has happened. People, you know, it has happened. Tops are hopefully. But tell me about your. You used to have struggles of getting back from gigs, you know, without a car. Um, can you share one of those stories?
Getting like going around nje without having a car. Yo, no, I've since crashed my car back in, when was it? I don't remember. It was the 1st of May. No, it was in April 2012. And since then, I've never really owned a car. Um, um, it's because, like I told you, I've got a great support system. I've got sisters who take me to gigs. I've got friends who take me to gigs. And I've got managers. Every now and then I employ and fire. So I've got people who take me to gigs, and I don't mind going to gigs on my own. Ga Uber, ga Taxify, get there, do my thing, and get back home. So it's not really a train smash to me not being able to own a car right now, and it's right at the bottom of my priorities right now. There's a lot happening in my life right now that I would love to take care of. I'm building a wonderful house. I'm I've got a business set up, and as soon as money starts rolling into those other businesses that I'm setting up, then I'll get myself a comfortable ride.
I think that's powerful. I didn't know that you don't have a car. I was actually asking you about Lotsa, but I think it's powerful
Mhm.
that you mention it because we need to realize, guys, like it's not a necessity to have a car. It's 2020. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
sometimes reaching a pressure, wanting to go get this expensive car, or batho ba go bone hore, yeah, yanong DJ o fihlile. No, you know, you don't need. Obviously, yes, if you can afford, if you are comfortable enough to purchase a car, do that, but never put yourself under pressure. You know, for whatever reason. But Tops, ke batla go botsa, have you ever hiked from a gig? Like Osna, like back in those days, before the Uber or anything, have you ever like had to now ke tshwanetse ke phande gore ke fitlha yang ko that gig?
Yes, I used to not hike, but I didn't mind taking public transportation. I'll take a bus from here to Bloom, take a bus from here to PE, and then when I get there, I'll call them to come and pick me up. Um, Public public transportation nesambodari. I just had to get to my gigs. The most important thing was to get to that gig, you know. So I did whatever I had to get to a gig on time, nochal, because time is important.
I remember. It's not so old, so long ago. I mean, it's like 2009, something like that. 2010, 9, 10. I was. I don't know how I got that opportunity. There was this show on Metro FM before Eben Beat, but it was the same slot, and I had a call. I got a call, Baremuna, come through, and I'm in Krugersdorp. That time the show plays at 10 p.m. So I had to make sure the taxi fare like at 80. So I had to make sure I'm getting taxis to Johannesburg. How I'm coming back to Krugersdorp, I didn't know. Can I tell you that I slept on Metro FM after that? Yes. I remember that time. But it's part of the things that we do for the love. But Tops, Koparibueka final, because I want us to talk about. You already mentioned your first final, right? So I don't have a big collection, but in this bag, this was my first one. This was Love Affair,
Okay.
Joseph Davis, and it was the Trickheads remix that I really liked. Yeah. So that was my first vinyl, 2006. Um, do you have a record that you always play, that you kind of overplay?
Yeah, I do have that. Sometimes again, Salimo begging just to avoid playing. Because you know how people are, the vinyl thing enthusiasts, they listen in and they know we almost last time, you know. It's a Hello and Pen, ne? Hello Pen and Chess. He made in Spain.
Wow.
It's my favorite.
Sure. Okay, can I see it again? Say something. What's the label?
Keep Blue M recordings. Bona ni ke bapala stuff se exclusive. I can curate a perfect a set that sounds brand new with the stuff that I used to collect back then. I wasn't into the like obvious labels back then. Like I really like digged. I used to go out from Saturday NJ was dedicated to sourcing music. I would leave home at 8. Ke start go Soul Candy, House Africa, Retro, ke tswe ke ye Pitori. The whole day I would come back home tired. But even if it meant I came back with 3 or 2 vinyls, but I really took time to go and dig for the vinyls. So I ended up having this collection in the exclusive. So
Yeah. Nah,
this is my favorite.
I think I can relate very well, and people who are Samikam vinyl can relate to that. Once you get into the habit of buying vinyl, you are an addict. You are officially an addict.
You're an addict because I also used to get into trouble. Like, you have to contribute. But when all your money goes towards buying vinyls, and then come Monday, you're asking for petrol money to go to work, but you just got paid. But yeah, that was all that mattered at the time. If I
Yeah,
could collect vinyls, yeah.
it's part of the love. I used to, when I was in varsity, so at home, because I had food there, I had accommodation. So at home they would give me 750 a month. That would be my monthly allowance to do whatever. And 750, I mean, in 2006, it wasn't like a lot, but I can tell you, I was buying records only, with that money. Because I ate Koskolong, I would save maybe 29 rand their airtime, but everything was going to vinyl. um, I want to share another. Well, this is something that I play a lot. No, not this one. it's this Lila James Good Time. I almost always play it because it's a beautiful record. Um, but I wanted to say something that I bought recently. The most recent vinyl that I got was this Ralph Gum Progressions album. It has that exclusive Jimstar remix. Yeah, what's the song? Claudette. Yeah, there's an exclusive Jimstar Claudette remix that's not out on digital. So digital guys, what's up? Anyway, Tops, nigga about so when like what is the most recent thing that you bought on vinyl?
Look, I don't collect as much as I used to back then, ne? But the last thing that I bought, and I was playing a set at Vinny's Thursdays Go Fire and Ice, and then I got this.
Jimstar.
Jimster and Sinbad, Take My Hand.
Oh yes, with who's singing there? I think Brian Temba. I'm not sure.
Yeah, keep Brian Temba. Take My Hand. Yeah. Brian Temba Waroma.
Yeah,
Yes.
Brian Temba Waroma. I'll say Brian Temba Waroma because I've got this right here. This is All I Am featuring Brian Temba and Kafeli.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my record. Yo, guys, the feeling of having your own name on vinyl, yeah, you know, it's something special.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tops. But like, so tell me, because I mean, I do too, but you also play both vinyl and digital. Is it the same for you? Is it the same experience?
Look, vinyl, CD, MP3, it's just format, preference. But now personally, I love vinyl. I love how it feels on your hands. I love the smell of it. I love the art on the covers. I love the crackling sound. And that's nice. It sounds like vibrations, and you know how you feel when you get I don't know if I've got one of those, a vinyl, a colored, or that's arty and colorful. That stuff is priceless. Yeah, so I think vinyl is still a king format for me.
Yeah, for me too. If I could, if I had the money to purchase a lot, I think I would be buying a lot. But I mean, right now economically, things are not so great, and because of gigs, before COVID-19, even like I wasn't playing a lot of vinyl gigs. But I now collect only the stuff that I really really like. If it's a very special song and it's out there on vinyl, I'll get that song, just keep it for myself for future use. Um, I've got a story that somebody sent to me. I don't know if you would remember this, but I'm gonna play you a note. Ne? This is a friend of mine called Peto. I worked with him go Super Sport. Listen to this.
It's bad, man.
Wait first. Okay.
Yo, LSG, you can ask does she still remember playing at Thabo and Palisa's wedding? Go Orlando East, go Soweto. This is Peto, also from Orlando East. That was a dope moment. She really rocked, and she still rocks.
This guy is talking about a moment years ago when apparently you played at this wedding, Thabo and Palesa. Do you remember that wedding?
Yes, I remember that wedding. Thabo is still my friend even today. I remember that wedding, and that was like my wedding gift to them. Like, yeah, I played my heart out that day. Yeah. I still remember. Hi, Peto.
Nice one. Nice one.
Yeah.
I've got another note. Apparently, oh, let me ask you this before I play you this note. Apparently, you do not take any BS. Hate, I would say mawaza. Like, yay, be careful. Is that true?
Tolerance level ya ka ikana. I guess it has to do with the journey and also the age. Re bagolo man, ke mogolo, so I can get nonsense, especially when it comes to my money. You know, um, I believe in my hustle, and I don't like it when people buy nyatsa. You know, when you take my hustle for granted. Yo, I get really pissed off. Everyone who knows me knows how I'm generally a nice person, but when it comes to money, I'm not so nice.
Yeah, I respect that. I respect that. So people must know, like we all need to be kind of firm, especially when it comes to people who will always take chances. People but the chance you want. But what I want, and then yeah. But here's a note that I got. Somebody was telling me about how I'd say any mawaza. Listen to this one.
Ew, DJ THOBS. DJ wamadod. Akabhedele uTHOBS. Hey. Mama sebona ukuthi hayi angazuthi somzela ngobuso. Ukubeka endaweni. Okumfanyana nje masebona ukuthi hayi yazini nomfanya lo. Engathi manje usengizelanga ngezinto engaziqondi kahle. Uyazibambela, ubambe ngobhongwana. Thatha kulahlelele mayibona ukuthi hayi yazini. Ukukhombisa phela ukuthi ngubani mina ku DJ THOBS man. Hayi nabenzama.
Okay, that's June Jazzy.
Yeah, that's June Jason. He sent me a couple, but I just played that one just to say, yeah, apparently THOBS I'd say mawaza. Guys, if you are coming wrong, put you in your place right now.
Yeah. I guess kibukhali mara me softy, I guess now kibetiri, but back then, especially when I used to hang out lishili. Hey, no, it's about more local for club, strong. You sounds we take like you must put yourself right before you come and talk to us, But now but now it's only about money. I take my business seriously, so yeah.
I love that, THOBS. Before Rifetz, I want to ask you about if you had the utmost power, if you had the power to change anything with regards to our scene, what would you change about it?
The DJ scene.
Yeah.
I like it just the way it is. Give fella respect, balance, respect between the old school and the new school, I feel like lady genres, like, there's a tug of war, lady genres. I think we can coexist, hobeli harmony, hobeli peace. I mean, music wa rona, una le market, kaofela rona, and imagine if we were to go into stadium and we all play one type of sound, it wouldn't be nice, So it's good that we've got this array of sounds, and let's accommodate each other and respect each other, and also the new and the old school. I don't believe horror music gets old, If you respect my taste, the 80s or the 90s, let me be, and also the old school, just let the new school be. I mean, we've got a lot to learn from each other. I always give myself time to listen in to the set, the up and coming DJs, and I've learned a lot from that, I refuse to believe how you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I've learned a lot from the new school, and my way of mixing has changed over the years because I've noted how this works, and yeah. respect. Let's respect each other, give each other props where they are due. And as much as the new school should look up to old school, they should never think they are inferior in any way to their old school, and they are not superior either. But we coexist. Yeah, respect. Ari, let's bring Ubuntu into this DJing thing, into this industry, into the music thing. Do it with the heart. Do it from more instead of more all the time.
Your THOBS, like I appreciate your wisdom. Like you're so wise, guys. I hope you really, I hope you got something. Thank you so much for that, THOBS. Let me just ask you, just from out of interest, your vinyl bags. What bags are you using? Like what brand are you using?
User UDG, hostage. I've got a bag yang ngotseng fela Soul Candy. I don't know gore ke eng lebitso la yona, but yeah.
Okay, I think it was one of those Soul Candy. They used to sell bags back then.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, the reason because we are giving away this bag to a lucky viewer. We're giving away this bag by Gibbs Premium. It's a South African product. It's a black-owned South African product, quality. Yare carrying you to all your gigs. So we're giving away this bag in 2 hours' time. I'm gonna post a status on my Facebook page to talk about. Actually, I'll ask 2 questions between from this conversation. THOBS, and what I need is for you to. It's very simple, guys. You just need to. The first person to answer those 2 questions correctly. The first person to answer those 2 questions correctly is going to win this bag that you're seeing here by Gibbs Design. And the way this guy, he doesn't only do these vinyl bags, by the way. He does headphone bags. He does bags for speakers, bags for anything that you can think. If you need a bag, he has a South African company that's producing good quality product, and I hope that people will support Gibbs, my brother Gibbs from Hammanskraal. Yeah. Let me see. Here's a one of our headphone bags that we do. We've got a Pelamuntu more the DJ, the DJ Motu. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I'm gonna pose 2 questions. Somebody's gonna walk away with the bag, but you're gonna pay for the courier. You're gonna pay for the courier. The bag is worth 700 rands. This is actually the limited edition. The editions that I have are the normal editions, which are $600, but this is 700 rands worth. So yeah, you stand a chance to win that. Anyway, THOBS, Negere, thank you so much for doing this with me. I really appreciate this.
The pleasure is all mine. I
love that you have that the plug there, the double platinum on your wall.
Oh yes, that South Africa sessions. Yes. Yeah, you must be able to put up your achievements and be proud of them.
Yes, I do agree. I hope that I can reach those levels of sales one day, one of these days. Maybe on my next album I will. But yeah, thank you so much, THOBS. I really appreciate you. I respect you as well. You've done so much for the scene, and keep on going. Keep on growing. And please, Oscar Tlotsa break here. From now, I rata my
Okay, noted.
Sure. Okay, everyone.
Right,
thank you. I hope you enjoyed this chat with myself and the Intoxicator. Tomorrow's show, I've got Transmix Soul. Tiago Pitoria. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. His event, Transmix Soul sessions, his experience of playing abroad, and just the switch between playing different scenes. So yeah, tune in at 9 a.m. in the morning for my chat, the Breakfast Soul Convos with Transmix Soul. And being the 20th episode, I just wanna say I send a shout out to the people that I work with on this show. It's not me alone, guys. I've got my partner Palesa Sklare, DJ Soul Diva. Yeah, she's my boss. And then shout out to Dumi from Best Beats as well. The three of us put this thing. We put a lot of work behind the show. But I just wanted to say, yeah, shout out to my team. Shout out to you for watching. Share the video. Tag somebody who might need to hear the video, who might want to watch the video. And let's stay creative, guys.